Let's talk about the law of acceleration and what that means for you and what that means for your career. Now, in your place of work, you are doing a particular role, right? And it looks like in that role, no matter what you do and however you choose to do it, people are not necessarily seeing you. So you feel invincible. And it does not really look like there's going to be a change anytime soon. Okay, so you do so much work, you are everywhere, you're doing everything that you need to do, but it doesn't look like anybody's paying attention to you. If I paint another picture for you who is trying to build your personal brand and trying to get the attention you need to build your business, you see yourself doing many things. So you post, you build, you show up, you do the hard work that is required, and you are doing everything you need to do. Even on your job, you seem to be practically the most qualified, or at the minimum, you're writing a lot of exams and you're doing all of those things that you need to do. But it does not look like anybody notices or anybody is seeing you. Okay? You do everything that you need to do, but all you hear is crickets. Okay? And this is especially for those who are building something from the scratch. So you build a product and you're trying to get people to buy that product, and you've done the marketing you could, you've spoken to people, you've done everything. All you're hearing is crickets. No sales, no referrals, no promotion, no recognition, no engagement, nothing. Okay? And that goes on for a very long time, an expanded period of time. And that happens a lot. That is why you needed to pay attention to this particular one. So you do everything that you think is right, and you do everything that you think you need to do. But there's no sales, there's no referrals, there is no promotion, nothing. Okay? Now, your work in that moment is not to give up. That is not your role. Your role is not to give up, especially if it is something you genuinely believe in. Your role is never to give up. So if you see yourself being tired, you want to give up, you just don't think anything is working, remember that your duty is not to give up. That role is for people outside who want to give up on you. So allow the people outside to give up on you, but you should never think of giving up on yourself. Okay? So, because this is how the law of acceleration works. You will toil in darkness. You will do everything you need to do, and to yourself, you feel like you're doing all that is needed, but you can't quite explain why people are not paying attention, and you can't quite explain why you have to do so much and yet nobody is seeing you. Let me make a quick illustration. I'm sure you are either sitting, sleeping, standing, working, whatever it is, in a building right now. You are in a building right now. And if you look at that building, can you physically see the foundation of that building? My best guess is no, you can't see the foundation of the building. But I'm sure you can tell that that building has a relatively important role in making that building stand. Okay, but you can see it. It is hidden, and because it is hidden doesn't mean that it is not working or it's not doing what it needs to do. And if you don't have the foundation, you cannot really have the building. If you get what I mean. That is where the law of acceleration comes through. Once you get the foundation up to the required state, once you get the foundation up to a state where there is no more need for it to be stronger, then you start building up, right? So you start sprouting, and then you start building 10-story, 25-story, whatever that is, right? But you first need to get the You first need to get the foundation strong enough to carry the weight of how much visibility you are looking for. This is key. This is important. Okay. Now, your journey from 0 to 1, your journey from 0 to 1 can take 10 years. Literally, your journey from 0 to 1, you would be like, what's there between 0 and 1? Can take 10 years. In fact, your journey from 0 to 10 can take 15 years. And then you'll be like, it's slow progress. You're not getting the kind of jobs you're looking for. You're not getting the kind of exposure you're looking for. You're not getting the kind of recognition you're looking for. That is true. That can take a very long time. But you see, your journey from 1 or from 10 to 100 can take less than a year, can just take weeks. Because you have built the foundation. The foundation is strong enough. Along the lines, while you were building the foundation, you've built a massive network. You've built good reputation. You've built, everybody knows you, that once you are on a project, you do it, and you don't only do it, you do it well. You've been posting, you've been showing yourself, you've been showing up on social media, but it looks like nobody is seeing you. But you've learned all the skills, all the tricks, you've learned everything. You've learned how to market, you've learned how to persuade others, you've learned how to hire a team, you've learned just about anything that you can imagine. Now, once you get to that point when it is time for you to accelerate, everything you have learned when nobody was paying attention to you comes to the fore. It is now the required leverage for you to multiply your speed. That is why I said your job is not to give up when it is not working. Because that same thing that isn't working is going to work. So all of the hard work you've put in place will now be the belt that will be your leverage to multiply your speed. That is why I need it. This is not your random don't give up video. No, this is me giving you the science. This is me telling you, giving you a logical way to look at why it may seem like you're not making progress, and how all of those are sunk investment into how you then grow and accelerate into the future. I hope you understand that. Okay. Now, attention. With attention comes multiplication. A time is going to come when people will start seeing you. So with attention comes multiplication. Once people start noticing you, the attention you get begins to multiply. And with attention comes wealth. And with attention comes unimaginable opportunities. You want to work your way up to where you get the attention first. And that may take literal years. Maybe you are at that phase right now when you're working hard, you're trying to get that attention and all of that. I need you to pay attention to this. Okay? When people start paying attention to you, your work becomes amplified. You will just do something little and people will be raving about it. Because to you, it may feel like, well, this is easy, but this is simple. This is the easiest work I've done. But it is the easiest work you have done because you've done the hard work in the past. And what you're doing right now is just an offshoot of the quality that you have built. So really, it's not as simple. It is technically sound. It is profound, and people can see it. Okay, that's why your work will be amplified. Okay, and your best work will become a magnet that will stick with people, and people will keep giving you the right references that you need and everything that you can think about. And then all of a sudden, it will look like your success was overnight. That is just how it works. All of a sudden, when people start paying attention, they'll be like, but she just came, but we just noticed that last year, but we just noticed him this year, but it's just January I saw him. But they don't know how many jobs you have been, you have been sacked from. They don't know how many types of brands you have tried to build. They don't know how many types of products you have tried to build. Okay, So at that point, it feels like you're not running alone anymore, and you are now being pushed, because a time has come. This is a time when you are doing all the pushing, so it's hard, so you can't seem to understand why life has to be so hard. But a time is going to come when you'll be pulled to greatness. Some of the opportunities will even be too much. You'll be looking for who to share those opportunities with, because that is just how it works when you get to your season of acceleration. Okay. But there is a real risk here, really. And if you think about it, and if you sit down back and think about it, there's a real risk here. Sometimes, if you don't make a start with what you want to do, including like getting the right kind of jobs, or starting that brand, or making your post on social media, or whatever that is, or getting started on a company you've always wanted to build, or a business you've always wanted to build, if you don't make a start, then you cannot quickly get through those years and get into that phase of working hard at all of the things you need to work hard at, and you may not get to that phase of acceleration. Okay, so the real risk is people overcomplicate their start, instead of just, what is the simplest thing I can do right now, and then just make a start there. People overcomplicate it. People also overthink their output. So you're just starting, it's the first social media post you want to write. Why don't you just write that post, make it, or record that video, put it out there? People will edit and edit and edit and edit and edit. For a while now, I've not been editing my videos, because do it and put it out there. When I feel like I edit, when I don't feel like it's not getting edited, I put it out there like this. I'm gonna stop recording and I'm gonna put it out there, because my message is what matters, at least at this phase, for it to really help people, like, hear it, listen to it, and feel like, oh, actually, it makes sense for me right now. So I'm not going to give up. I'll keep working hard at it. Okay, so don't overthink your output. Okay, people want to see the flaw. People want to see you putting on your camera, putting it off, something falling off, you bending out to pick it, you sneezing, you whatever. People want to see you come as you are, instead of over edited outputs. Okay, now, so people waste their time over analyzing their decisions instead of putting in the work. So they know they need to do something. They sit down, they analyze, they overanalyze, they analyze. It is okay. Okay? Make a decision, make it work for you. Okay? And a lot of people stay on the hill of, I don't have clarity. Clarity is overrated. Clarity is overrated. Stick to one. There are two options. What are the pros and the cons? The ones with more relevant pros, go with it, make it work for you, then move to the next thing and the next thing. And if you ever fail at it, then that's okay, then you try again. Okay. And because you overcomplicate your start, you overthink your output, you waste time over analyzing your decision, you then get tired. Okay, you get tired and you stop just at that point when you should be moving towards that period of acceleration. Then you stop because you're just tired. Okay, so I need you to stop overthinking what's going on with you right now and just show up to work. Okay, show up to do that work. You need to be able to bend your back enough to do the work that will change your life without having to overthink it. Okay, your consistency in putting in the effort is what matters the most. You need to remember that. And nobody is going to ask you how you started, or how they will ask you how you started, but nobody is going to care about those dark years as much. You can tell the story because it's your story to tell, but nobody's going to care so much about that, other than the fact that you're moving fast now and people are really seeing those great things that is happening for you. So if you're ever in that phase right now of nobody cares, it's okay. I just need you to care enough not to give up, because that is not your role. Your role is not to give up. Others can give up on you. That's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But your role is never to give up on yourself. So if you are in that nobody cares phase, keep going. Just know that you're not behind. In your own matter, you're not behind. So remember that. And just know that you are in the pre-acceleration phase of whatever it is you're building, and the acceleration phase is going to come through. Okay? So make sure that you are thinking about this while you build, because this is especially for those who are trying to build something for themselves, build a company, build a product, build a personal brand, or they're trying to get recognized in their workplace for promotion, for progression, remember that every single time you get a no or whatever it is that is going on, you are learning new skills for the future. I hope this has been helpful and you've enjoyed it as much as I have making it. If you want to join the Career Mastery Hub, which is our community where people are being taught to show up profitably to their careers and also to build profitable brands, make sure you click the link in the description box and you can see how you can subscribe to our community. Thank you very much and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.